Okay, the stream is starting. I just need to make a couple adjustments. Please give me one moment. Yesterday, YouTube took a bit of time to start going. Looks like it actually went properly this. Update the thumbnail. Like, Rumble's going as well. Perfect. Yep, and there we go. Rumble's going, Twitch is going, YouTube's going. Let me just check my other computer. My streams are going good on the other computer for the moment, barring the stupid advertisement on Twitch. I swear, Rumble's and Twitch's advertisement are just equally as bad. I'm so glad I have a ad block on my own computer, my primary computer. So, let's go ahead and get started because I believe everything's good to go. Got a handful of replays still. A bit more than handfuls. Let's go and just do some 1v1s for the time being, and then we'll probably cover some 2v2s later on. So, let's... Did I already cast this one? It's hard for me to tell. Nope, either way, let's go ahead and get started. Yep, there. Whenever I alt-tab the game, I have to be careful. Sometimes the game could just simply go black if you alt-tab. But let's go ahead and get started. Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the north side as the US forces, we have Fresh Egg. Spawn on the south side as the Wehrmacht forces, we have Net T4. We've got some Wehrmacht quarters being deployed now, a handful of Pioneers. Oops, I hit my microphone again. Looks like just the 2 Pioneers for the moment. Engineers being deployed on out, 2nd Squad Engineers. He is not deployed out a barracks just yet. We got a 3rd Engineer Squad being deployed out, and that is not a barracks, is it? That is a Weapon Support Center. Okay, this game's going to get spicy real quick. We're going to see some early MGs. We're going to see some snipers. We're going to see a lack of riflemen. You need to make sure not to lose an MG squad because you have to sacrifice an entire engineer squad to get it recruited. Weapon support center is complete. Hasn't always been blue. That little radio tower there. Oh, either way, it's blue right now. We do got Pioneers capture the point. What is MG being deployed out? We likely will see a Volksgrenadier. Though either a Shimwagen wouldn't be half bad as well. MG42 and 30 cal will be relatively equal footing. He's going on the left side to capture points, and he's actually rushed this engineer here. Wired off the one opening there. Took time to build sandbags here. Sandbags can actually, it looks like it can clear it. Not so sure if you can clear out sandbags. It looks like it can actually destroy the sandbags. I'm just used to computers too, where you can't destroy sandbags with your engineers. We got a Volksgrenadier and a Pioneer here. They're just, most of the Pioneers are captured at the point. Volksgrenadier just maintaining light cover. Does spot the Engineer squad, but that does not alert him what his opponent's current build is, and with the Weapon Support Center. I do see, looks like 3 Engineers, 1 30 cal, nothing to be applied at the Weapon Support Center at the moment. And he will find the 30 cal, and he would not be expecting this. He does get a great first engagement there with the 30 cal, suppressing the Volksgrenadier, forcing him back, will keep him off the line, the Volksgrenadier off the line for quite a bit of time. Now the Engineers can go forward and capture the fuel point. Engineers and Pioneers are relatively equal footing. So it's a little bit 50-50 whether or not who wins the engagement, and all about positioning, who gets the first shot in, and that sort of thing. But the 30 cal should be able to find enough support to engage Pioneers, no problem. Volksgrenadiers looks like gonna make their way up north. We do got a second Volksgrenadier and does force back the 30 cal. Very, very good. He pushed a little bit too far forward with the 30 cal. He may have been trying to go a bit greedy for this Jeep there. In actuality, he deployed out wire in the middle road as well. He's wired off a lot, including right there. Even put a side bit there to help wire off along the edge of the map, because wiring off the edge of the map can be a bit tricky.
Time to get out and teach Jerry a lesson.
Another 30 cal has deployed out. He may go for a sniper next. I'm not so sure when you deploy out snipers and when you deploy out more MGs from Weapon Support Center, but looks like 2 30 cals into a sniper now. And we've got the 2 Engineer squads engaged in the Volksgrenadier. The one that's actually engaged at close range is staged here on quite a bit, but has not received much fire there. 30 cal pushed way forward. That is a relatively fresh one. 30 cal trying to suppress this Volksgrenadier. This Volksgrenadier trying to flank the MG. The Engineers getting some great hits there. He may need to focus on the Engineers before engage the 30 cal. 30 cal defense crews getting some damage in there, and does manage to get flinched in front of the gun. And now the Volksgrenadier squad could actually get wiped out. I'm not sure it was actually by, it could have been actually by the defensive crew, but does wipe out a full Volksgrenadiers with that 30 cal Engineer. He has to reset up the 30 cal and force retreat as well. That's another great engagement by the US player. It's very risky going with Weapon Support Center, and so far he is succeeding. You have the VP not captured, as well as the handful of these points, the safe points included. He has cut off some wire there. This VP has not been claimed either. Pioneer squad may receive some fire from the 30 cal. Will receive some fire from the 30 cal. Let's get some great damage there on the Pioneer, wiping it out entirely. That's 2 quick squad wipes there. His opponent is not doing well versus the Weapon Support Center opener. Now he's fighting against snipers and more genuine threat than the other assets. We have a Kriegsbeer being employed now. He may want to go for a 251 in the current rate. Allow him to get some extra mobility and engage the flanks of the MGs. Or he could potentially go for a flame half-track. Hear me out. I've never seen a flame half-track in any of these replays before. Even though the 30 cal can deploy armor-piercing rounds, the half-track should be able to flank around the MGs no problem, even if he uses the armor-piercing rounds on the 30 cals. Volksgrenadiers advancing. We got Flamer Engineers here. With him going for the Weapon Support Center as well, I highly expect him to go for either infantry or airborne to get out some other standard infantry squads. Armor seems less likely to me, but I could be very mistaken about that. And the Volksgrenadier squad may actually get wiped by the Flamer, receiving quite a bit of fire, literally, on the retreat path. Wehrmacht sniper has been deployed on out. He knows about the Weapon Support Center. He could keep this sniper camouflage. It is a safe gamble that his opponent has deployed out a sniper. And now 2 are out on the field, but we know about caster vision. 30 cal does get spotted by the sniper, I believe. Neither player selected Doctrine just yet. Does definitely spot the 30 cal. Let's see. Okay, going for a landmine there. Very nice. Pioneers trying to capture the points. Some great field control by the US player. The Wehrmacht players lost so much. Jeez. You have half-track being deployed on out. Oh, no, that's a Schimwagen. Oh, he went for a Schimwagen and for a half-track. Okay. I thought I was going crazy. I was partially going crazy. Sniper has gotten 2 kills in, so he definitely knows a sniper existing. Grimvagen has to go around the wire. We try to hunt down the snipers. There's no landmines here. Half track not being upgraded, if anything. You may want to get the Volksgrenadiers upgrade with MP40s if you're going to try some sort of mounted play. Does spot the MG. Sniper does full retreat. And we do have at least one landmine here, which the Grimvagen can find. In which he may actually find it. He may dive into the base and finds it. Good mine placement there. Got a retreating, well, soft retreating squad, but got it nonetheless. And that is actually a genuine threat to his sniper, so very, very good. Half track's not being upgraded, if anything. Folks when you're capture the fuel point. 30 cal sniper pushes forward. 30 cal does get inside the garrison. He may be utilizing armor-piercing rounds. Hard for me to tell. You may hear my drink opening up. Sorry about that. And another 30 cal does get inside that building. He may be trying to building hop forward. This 30 cal does find some shots there, but looks did not score a single penetrating bullet. Pack 38 has been pulled him out. See, we do got a tank depot. Okay, let's switch over here. It is a Hellcat. He does not have enough fuel for a Sherman nor Crocodile. I'll be more impartial towards the Sherman tank at this moment in time, but I can understand the Hellcat being much cheaper.
Air Recon is requesting coordinates.
And he's gone for Airborne. Very good. So now he has access to another standard infantry squad, which will be very adaptable. Does spot the sniper. Gets a shot there as well. He does have a very adaptable standard infantry squad, able to get out some force rifles and able to engage the various armored assets along with his, well, armor. And it's one of the few times I hope that he actually gets the 50 cal upgrade on the Hellcat, because right now he's fighting against targets that are pretty vulnerable to a 50 cal. Oh, he canceled the Hellcat, going straight for a Sherman. I do actually agree that much better. The Sherman tank will provide him some great pressure versus infantry, more so than Hellcat, and plus it can be abused a bit more versus Pack 38. So we do have two Pack 38s right here. Another recon run. Wehrmacht sniper does get spotted and picked off. Very, very good. Now, reconnaissance run, that's a clear reason why he went for reconnaissance run at first before airborne troops, because it can reveal the snipers for him. Make it easier to hunt snipers. Now his snipers can move around with mostly impunity, just barring the 251 half track itself and maybe the landmines, because he did potentially see the landmine being built. Over here, engineers need to fall back. They do fall back. We do not see a trios deployed on out. He may wait until he gets out an airborne squad for it. Sherman. The landmines around. Is this one of the few times where a crab flails be useful? Maybe. I do not know. He does get a minesweeper on these engineers. Very good. He can potentially spot this one. Don't see any other landmines in the region. But since we know what doctrine the EOS player's gone for, let's switch over to the Wehrmacht player. He just deployed out some stormtroopers. Likely for some Panzerschreck stormtroopers there. Spots the landmine there, very good. Escalate to assault phase, so we can now bring out some Stugs. He may need to get out of Stug, as he sees a Sherman tank. The Sherman tank is a massive threat to him. We see he's went down the stormtrooper line. He won't be getting any manpower bullets anytime soon. Got another recon run. He does get a good hit there onto the Pack 38. US snipers advance forward. Sherman tank does get a penetrating hit onto the half track. I hope it pens and not bounces. By the way, does fire some shots there onto Pack 38, taking it out. Sherman tank has received a bit of abuse there. One US sniper does go down, and stormtroopers are making their way forward, and they're going for STGs. Okay, I would assume he's going to go for Panzerschrecks. I suppose with the two Pack 38s, he doesn't need Panzerschrecks, but still. It is expensive. They are good. And maybe a little bit... He only needs one set of STGs. Going for 2 sets is a little bit overkill since he's fighting against engineers at the moment. You don't need more than 1 set. Try and clean up these hedge lines. Very nice. And it looks like the stormtroopers are going to make their way over to this VP. Let's get the US players selected since we have more variety of doctrinal abilities. More than just manpower stuff. Quick response stuff, munitions cost ones, those are a bit more variable. Getting the half track repaired on up, still trying to clean up the hedge line.
Sniper on deck.
And 3 snipers, very,
Enemy
very
is down to
nasty.
300
Wait, did that
points.
Pack 38 just bounce off of a tree? Jawohl. More of these trees are going on down. Very good. We do have another recon run. That's for the stormtroopers. If he's quick enough, he's realized there's only 1 Pantrack at the moment. Sniper's getting some shots on in. 251 is in the region. The 30 cows will have a bit of trouble versus stormtroopers being camouflaged and everything, but they'll still be useful nonetheless.
What?
3 engineers, 2 MGs, 3 snipers, 1 proficiency, and the Sherman tank. Going out for another Sherman tank as well. Very nice indeed. No 50 cal upgrade just yet. He may be just saving his munitions for all his various off maps. And the snipers and the stormtroopers may run into each other. Oh, left side got this up. Does fire some shots there onto the Volks Grenadiers. He really needed to hit the stormtroopers. Stormtroopers did get a miss on the Sherman tank.
Our supply lines are being
Pack
threatened.
38 pushing way forward. He still has all 2 snipers over here. The 3rd sniper, no, that's Engineer Squad. 3rd sniper's right there, picking off the STG stormtroopers. The other Sherman tank will force back the stormtroopers, no problem. Facing a large number of Sherman tanks will provide a massive threat. Stormtroopers advancing forward. The snipers may run into them. They do spot each other. 30 cal is inside the garrison. There's also another 30 cal over here. A lot of good suppression over here. There's receive some bullets. One of the pioneers do go down. It looks like the detection radius of the snipers is a little bit farther than the stormtroopers because one of the stormtrooper models were revealed first before the snipers did. Good hits there on the Volks Grenadiers. And he has finally cleaned up this hedge line there, giving him some pretty good line of sight. But he's lost
have
the
a strike
entirety
wing
of
ready
all
for
map
action.
control on the left flank. And now we got strafing runs that can rip apart a lot of stuff. And suppressing, if it doesn't rip it apart. Another recon run. He does have enough for munitions now, for a strafing run now. German tank advancing forward. We got the half track also advancing. May see some hits there as I was playing around with one of its rocks. Another recon run spots both these stormtroopers. They're moving slow, so they are actually camouflaged state. But we see a couple of deadly hits there on the STG squad. Flame engineers will be knocked away from the capture point. Will need to fall back. Does fall back now.
Our fuel point is being taken by the enemy.
And the Volks are going to take time to capture these points. Pack 38 pushes way over here as well. Do you have the Sherman tank? Has a bit of manpower reserves, a bit of munitions reserve. Has a lot of munitions income because of the amount of map control he has. He also has an observation post here. Not one over there. Another recon run, very good. He has 80 munitions per minute income, so he should be able to sustain massive reconnaissance runs. I'm not sure about the cooldown. Cooldown air reconnaissance is quite quick, but he should be able to spam it out as much as need, primarily to support the snipers. Now would be time for another recon run. If snipers advancing forward, he should use the recon run. Here comes the recon run there. One sniper does go down. That was the Veteran C1. But overall, the US players still in a good position. Let's take a look at the Wehrmacht's resources. He has a bit of manpower. Gotten nothing too significant. Looks like another Pack 38 and Pioneer since the last time I looked.
Your orders, mein Officer.
Pioneers have backed out of the half track. We don't have any levels of veterancy for the Wehrmacht player either. Because of his opponent's current composition, he doesn't really need veterancy other than for the health regen, because Stormtroopers of STG should be able to take out engineers no problem, and snipers. That is a US landmine there. And he doesn't need any defensive benefits from veterancy with snipers shooting at him. So it's not actually critical for him to get veterancy at this moment in time. Though it would be nice for the Pack 38s, that's for sure. This is an STG squad, has one set of STGs. I see a bolt action rifle there. And he will find this landmine in a moment. Wait, did the landmine actually reveal the stormtroopers? I think the landmine actually revealed the stormtroopers there. They do fall back. We do have a Sherman Crocodile now out on the field. A relatively rare asset.
Welding, shooting, sleeping.
Never seemed to me.
More recon runs.
Let's put some fear into him.
Finds a shot there onto the Pack 38. Very good.
Germans are after one of our munitions points.
And the Stormtrooper squad is capturing that point. Two snipers advancing forward. They, of course, reveal the snipers can quickly pick them off. More recon runs. Does take out the Pack 38. Sherman Crocodile receives 2 pens there. There is a Wehrmacht landmine right here. Half track does receive a hit from the Sherman tank. SCG squad camouflaging forward. Pack 38 hitting the other Sherman tank. There's 3 Shermans here. That's a lot of Shermans and only 1 Pack 38. Getting a deadly hit there. Crocodile is advancing forward to the AT gun. Sniper does get a model wipe or model kill there as well. Managed to flank the AT gun as well, so the Crocodile does wipe out the entire squad. Now the Sherman tank should be able to rip everything else apart. Does not detonate the landmine there with a stray shot, and the Pantrek was dropped there. That'd be very useful for any US squad. Snipers backing away, Stormtroopers are advancing. We do have a Stug. Ooh, finds a landmine there with the Crocodile, and the Crocodile does go down to the Stug. We do have 2 Sherman tanks here. It does roll a bounce there. Ooh, and there goes a Stormtrooper squad. That was an STG squad as well. Sherman tank and Stug dueling it out. Got a pen there from the AT gun. And he's going to just go ahead and back on off, which is probably a good idea. It's getting pretty close to the command points for a bombing run. He may be saving up for a bombing run at this current rate. He has good munitions and comes to support with lots of bombing runs.
I got a bad feeling about this, Sarge. Engineers, taking fire.
Let's send some rounds into the building. Let's get a Pioneer wipe there as well. Was that? No, that's actually Volkstrandiers. These shots into the 30 cal. Snipers do not get revealed by the half track. Nothing being on the build queue for the US player. He does have the fuel for a Hellcat, so may want to go for a Hellcat right now. Another recon run.
Enemy unit
Wipes out the
down.
Pioneer squad, very good. The STG squad says hello. And the snipers say goodbye. But not with their life. Stormtroopers do go get forced back by the 30 cals. This 30 cals down to one last model. The Sherman tank. Oh, we got the 76mm upgrade for the Sherman tank. So now the Sherman tanks can really engage the Stugs.
Fighter bomber support is circling for orders.
And he has enough munitions for the bombing run. Oh, hello, I just saw your Rumble rant. It is not part of the campaign. This is a 1v1 match between 2 players, and where I sniped the replay off of gamesreplay.org. Not any sort of campaign. Looks like the Volksgrenadier do pick up the Panzerschreck squad. And the Sherman tank is getting some much needed repairs. This one is fully repaired as well, so it has 2 healed up Sherman tanks. Has not deployed out any more Shermans at the moment. And now we do have a fresh sniper. His other 2 snipers are Veteran C1 as well. And looks like the Pioneer is going to take time to salvage the Sherman Crocodile. Volksgrenadiers making their advance. Another recon run. Does spot the AT guns, which you could use the bombing run to bomb them. Another observation post, this time with the munitions point. Here comes a bombing run.
Krauts are grabbing our
Almost destroys both the AT guns. Got a great hit there on the Stug. Now's the time for the Shermans to attack. That's why one of the Stormtrooper models there. Does receive a hit there by the Pak-38. Sherman tank needs to rotate its gun to the Pak-38. It's pretty close to wiping it out. Rolls a miss there. Another Stug has been deployed on out. He's having a bit poor control of the Sherman tanks. Rolls destroys the AT gun with a miss, I believe. The Sherman tank's almost down and does go down right there. Relatively poor control. Missed the low health Sherman tank, Stug there. Volksgrenadiers do manage to kill off one of the veteran snipers. Get it there onto the half track. Half-track does get a good hit there, and he does fall back. Over there, overall, right there, poor control by the U.S. player. Still going up shot onto the MG, does roll a miss. Good hits there onto the MG. And the MGs are going to be whittled away. I don't think either of these are Drexen. Yeah, we got Fresh Egg and Net T4, though I do not know anybody's Smurfs. Fresh Sherman tank there. It is, of course, the 76mm. Snipers advancing forward. US player has great command points at the moment. This Stug has not been repaired for some odd reason. And now the Sherman tank's advancing forward. Does receive hit there by the Pak-38. Rolls a bounce of the frontal armor of the Stug. And there's a lot of AT guns there, so he does just falls back. Too much fire there and got unlucky with the bounce. Snipers fired a couple shots there onto the Pioneers. And I think the 30 cals may have actually got a penetrating shot there on the Stug. And looks like this 30 cal has fallen back.
Our forces are
And that one does get wiped out. Oh, not necessarily fallen back, got out the garrison. He's going to line up a shot. He has a rear armor possible shot on the other Stug. Does get a pin on the frontal armor Stug, the higher health Stug. He does also have enough munitions for a bombing run again.
The Huns are taking our territory.
And Sniper's going to be picking off the Volksgrenadiers over here. Good, it's there on the Stug. That Sherman tanks also have Veteran C1. Does capture the VP. LCAT has been deployed on out.
Sherman on point. Sherman on point.
Let's take a look at what doctrinal abilities that the Wehrmacht player has. Has gotten Stutz going straight for the Tiger tank. Oh. So he got a nice strafing run there. Looks like he wiped out. Oh, he destroyed the low health AT gun. That's what happened there. German tanks are starting to make their advance. That Stug is quite wounded. Does get a nice pen there as well. These Sherman tanks are healthy, but not super healthy. He does wipe out that AT gun there with his snipers. The Stug will be backing off to a corner. There's also, looks like a Stormtrooper squad maybe getting blocked there. Hellcat advancing forward as well. Hellcat rolls a miss.
Hellcat under armor fire!
Got some hits there on the Hellcat. Patrick does connect with the Hellcat as well. The Hellcat will need to fall back. AT gun being recruited. And Volksgrenadiers receive quite a bit of fire as well. Main gun destroyed on the Hellcat. We've got Stormtroopers advancing forward, which does spot for his various AT support.
Enemy
Both
unit down.
snipers down to a very, very low health. There's something got wiped out over here. Looks like the AT gun. And there goes the Stormtrooper squad. Both Sherman tanks are severely wounded. He may just want to fall back with them and take time to repair. It's just 4 engineers. That's a lot of repairs. And he does have the Pioneers trying to repair all of this. He has a lot of work in front of him.
Welding, shooting. Hellcat ready to roll.
And now has another Hellcat there. So 2 Hellcats, 2 Sherman 76s. He has these engineers here. How much is this spot? Not a lot.
The enemy is down to 100 points.
You need 300 munitions if he wants to call in a reconnaissance run into bombing run again. In which he will need 1 more minute's worth of munitions. We do have looks at the Volksgrenadier trying to recapture up the Pack 38. The US player so has plenty of tickets remaining. The Axis player is now down to 94. US player getting some much needed repairs. You got a couple landmines back at home. Very nice. As well as another sniper, replenishing his 3rd sniper again.
Sniper on deck.
Most of the Pioneers are just salvaging the various wreckages across the map now.
A paratroop unit is ready to make their drop.
Able to call in the AT gun, paratroopers, and his next ability, the final ability, will of course be the supply drop. Here comes a recon's run. We may see a bombing run as well. That's a very good spot for a bombing run. Does reposition everything. Here comes the bombing run. And so from the soil inside the map, so it's a pretty close response. Gets the AT gun and the half track. Does miss the Stugs. He does have Petrus 2 in Stugs now. But overall, it does soften up his opponent quite a bit. The AT gun can be reclaimed, but doesn't really have a whole lot remaining. He needs to get out this Tiger tank or another Stug. Not sure what's being pulled out right there. Going for another AT gun. He's out of Stormtroopers as well. He lost them all. And still needs what? 1 or 2 command points remaining. I forget exactly. Is it 4 or 5? Either way, he's not really that close. He needs to sustain more combat in order to get more points. But he needs more assets in order to get more experience. Oh, mine detected right there. Very good. And Shug says hello. He does clean up the landmine and will fall back now.
Let's get in there.
We have a fresh Sherman tank now. 3 Shermans, 2 Hellcats. He has a lot of armor, that's for sure. He hasn't really pushed off the left side of the map. Not like he has anything that can gauge all the snipers and tanks. Another recon run, just spotting. Snipers advancing forward, trying to get some shots onto the various AT guns. Flamer engineers can't help as much. Snipers got annihilated by this landmine. I don't know why that happens a lot, but it does. Snipers finding landmines. When the engineer squads do go down, Sherman tanks are advancing forward. Hellcat making a wide sweep, but does find a pair of AT guns. Hellcat does go down there. Sherman tanks are going pushing his way forward. Sherman tank has the same bit of a beating there. Sherman tanks and Hellcats all advancing forward. This Stug has full health. He's doing good focus firing there. Does get injured crit onto this Sherman tank. And does take that one out. Needs to back off a little bit in order to get the good shots down that Stug. Got 1 Pack 38 still constantly firing. Another Sherman tank does go down. Rolls a couple bounces, multiple bounces right there. Aim for the Hellcats, it's lower health. Main gonna destroy there, so that Stug is good as dead. And the AT gun was decrewed by the snipers who are severely wounded. He has built a triage center back at home. And there goes the Stug. Gonna take time to engage his opponent's face. We got this Volksgrenadier has picked up 2 Panzerschrecks somehow. Or just 1. I thought I saw 2. I must have been mistaken. Battery Streak did not do all too, was not successful. Down to 1 last model there. Sherman tanks and Hellcats advancing forward, trying to hunt down the Volksgrenadiers. He may get some good pressure there. He's at the edge of the map, so he's being squeezed along the building there. Does get 1 crush on 1 of the models. Sniper's getting some good shots there since he is exposed to them. And getting some good hits down on the Compcroft Center.
One of our snipers is KIA.
Oh, he went into the radius of the base MG. Does lose a sniper. And his opponent has captured points, stalling to the game out a little bit more. And now Flame Engineers and Pioneers are engaging each other at close range. You got a strafe and run somewhere.
Enemy unit.
And annihilates the Volksgrenadiers. So he has no more AT support. Looks like nothing to be employed at the
Germans are after
Krieg
one of
Spear.
our positions.
And this point's going to be recaptured by the US player. This point is being captured up as well, so soon it's going to be a double and as well as triple capture versus the Wehrmacht player. And here somebody's screaming. Not sure who though. Pioneers do find the 30 cal.
Engineer
And this
ready and
VP
waiting.
will be captured up.
The enemy is down to 25 points.
Heavy armor up.
And that's the end of the game. This is Andgrade saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. I saw your Rebel rant. Yep, easier said than done when you're that far behind. Let's see, that was this one here. Let's do one more. What's it called? 1v1, and then we'll switch over to some 2v2s. Greetings everyone, Andgrade here with another Company Heroes 1 replay. It's bottom or just left side as the British forces. We have Abraxas? I have no idea how to pronounce that. Spawns Panzer Elite player. We have Autismo Elite, which that's definitely probably some sort of like autism joke and being Panzer Elite. Or I could be mistaken about that. Is he going to go for another Kettengrad? He's going to go for Panzergrenadiers. He is going to go for a second Kettengrad. He's not going to see 2 Kettengrad openers versus British forces, since Kettengrads can go around and capture various points quite quickly, while the British player are usually a little bit slow. He's split out a lieutenant there and has packed up his HQ command truck immediately. Not sure where he's going to be setting on up. There's also this next squad coming on out is a Panzergrenadier. Let's see where he's going to deploy on out. He may just go for this little corner here to improve the fuel income. Go for a short drive.
We're receiving you.
Yep, the game can snowball quite a bit.
Command is unpacking.
But luckily, Company Heroes, at least Company Heroes 2, I know, does a pretty good job of not snowballing as much. Thanks to the manpower upkeep. I suppose the same with Company Heroes 1. With manpower upkeep increase as you start deploying more and more troops, it makes it so it snowballs less and less, since manpower is your primary income. Fuel is more or less your premium income. So is munitions. So they balance out. And Grenadiers pushing the way forward. Trying to eye for this point there.
Capture move complete.
Section ready.
Scope Rifle Squad advancing forward.
Sir, reporting as ordered.
Now over here we do have the lieutenant capturing at this cutoff point. Kaliningrads are making their way forward. Now Panzer Grenadiers are going to be engaged. Do get inside the garrison. It's not exactly the greatest garrison, but they should be able to fire out this window. Yes, it does. So he has 3 windows firing out of, now just 2 because he used Ploy designated marksman onto the Panzer Grenadier. I can see up there, looks like the intersection was... Can I zoom in like this? No. The intersection was engaging that Kaliningrad for a brief moment, so he does know about the Kaliningrad. This Kaliningrad is captured at this point. And the Panzer Grenadiers do get out of the garrison. Scope Rifle Squad could be eyeing perhaps the fuel point now. And he has deployed this HQ command truck there for the improved fuel income.
Cherries opening up!
Scope Rifles engaging the Panzer Grenadiers.
Invasive movement!
Target captured. Stay alert, lads.
Ready, sir. The fuel is ours, sir.
Kaliningrad, or Panzer Grenadiers pushing way forward. Kaliningrad to capture the cutoff point, or standard strategic point. It is actually a cutoff point for this munitions point here. Brenner carrier advancing forward, not being upgraded to the MMG carrier. You can load up his scope rifles there for more protection. But he may just trying to bully around. Oh, good body blocks there by the Kaliningrad. He may be just trying to bully on the Panzer Grenadiers with the universal carrier in order to prevent them from shooting around at least effectively. Now, I do have infantry half-track deployed now. That should be very effective with his forces. You may want to hop inside the back of the universal carrier. Receiving a bit of fire there. Now, got another deployed designated marksman there. He's going to continue to reinforce these Panzer Grenadiers. Scope Rifle Squad is going to be focused on a bit. The Brenner carrier has plenty of health, in fact, full health. Let's load in the back of that infantry half-track now. Over here, we do got the lieutenant capture the munitions point. The unarmed transport can't have trouble versus him. And now we do have the field support truck now. Like we may be eyeing for an early Stuart, at least for Piet sappers, 1 and 2.
German forces are trying to take a petrol
He
station.
cannot leave his infantry half-track uncontested. Just going to plug in the vehicle there with his Bren carrier there. Fires a Panther truck onto the Bren carrier, getting a deadly hit there. That Panther truck will be very useful not only for the Bren carrier, but maybe trying to hunt down any command trucks. Takes out the Bren carrier there. And now this intersection should be cleaned up. There's 2 Panzer Grenadiers here with the support of the infantry half-track. Maybe get it repaired up. While he can also send the other squad to capture that munitions point while it's getting
Losing
repaired.
contact with the strategic sector.
And now we do have the Scope Rifle Squad. Only 3 members there is trying to defend this point. If he gets the cutoff point, that would be quite nice. Looks like it's going straight up for the Northern VP. Lieutenant has captured the VP now. May be pursued. Nope, he will not being pursued. He may be just eyeing to capture both these points. Kaliningrad doing a good job capturing the southern flank. Scope Rifle Squad still needs reinforcements, and now we do have a Sapper Squad. He may be going for a captain next into Stuart. That's just a guess. Fresh lieutenant. He's gotten 2 lieutenants now on the field.
Captain move complete.
Go ahead, Captain.
Supply lines are broken. We have a territory
He has 2
cut off
entry
from
sections
supply.
here. He can still upgrade this one to any sort of weapons he so chooses. I would be half tempted to go for scope rifles, just get more mobility, but 2 lieutenants would suggest he may go for something else.
Good to go.
Our front lines are collapsing.
Field support truck is set up on this munitions point here. And the Kaliningrad does get spotted by the Scope Rifle Squad. Though if only 3 members, it'll take a bit of time for him to be concerned with a bunch of guns firing at him with no armor plates in front of him. Infantry half-track advancing forward, trying to pursue perhaps the Scope Rifle Squad. Does get some shots there on the intersection. This intersection does not have lieutenant to support him, even though he has 2 of them. Now we've got a Tank Buster Squad deployed out now in the field. He's gone for a tank buster and a Pantrack. Interesting. Kaliningrad needs some much needed repairs. Sapper squad advancing forward, being upgraded Piets now.
Not a good omen, lads.
Down south, we got the 2 lieutenants patrolling around trying to capture some points. Now maybe being pursued by the infantry half-track, who does not receive any repairs yet.
Upgrades complete. Ready for combat.
Kaliningrad doing a good job catching up north. Lieutenant received quite a bit of damage right there. Does fall back there. And this intersection squad here is quite wounded as well. Trying to push forward the sappers. 1 Piet also support gets a great hit on the infantry half-track. Bolt action rifles takes out the half-track as well. That's the problem, not getting repaired up. We're gonna capture that point now, but he needs to get that 1-man squad full retreat. He's going for mass Pantrack. He may be going for tank hunter at the current rate. He wipes out the entire squad. He should have retreated back that 1 man a long time ago. Pantrack squad inside the garrison does need to fall back as well. Both of them are falling back.
Under attack.
And now we do have a 222 out on the field. 222 should be very effective, barring the Piet sappers.
Field support CP.
And now we do have a Stuart being deployed on out.
A sector is being overrun. Go ahead, Captain.
Received quite a bit of damage. It does fall back. We do have a casualty clearing station there. Something I just can't really see, or just can't see it at all in the minimap. Piet's lining up a shot, does roll a burn and misses there. 222s are just going to be skirmishing around. Lieutenant is supporting the sappers, but can't get too close himself. Piet fired, rolls a miss there. Looks like some bolt actions rifles get some hits, and looks like the Kaliningrad does get spotted. Piet fires, rolls a miss once again, and he is severely wounded. He needs to perhaps fall back sooner rather than later, because he's about to get wiped out. Or lose more models at least.
I've overrun the position.
Piet's firing, trying to hit that Kaliningrad. Unsuccessful with the first shot there. Both Kaliningrads in this region. He could and does force back both the squads. Kaliningrads are safe. But now here comes the Stuart. We may see a canister round. Ooh, that just screams canister round. But the Pantracks are, of course, very deadly to the Stuart as well. He needs to get out a repair sapper to overheal the Stuart.
An ammo storage facility is being overrun.
Captain does get forced back by the 222. Kaliningrad will be decapturing the point himself.
Got another KIA. It was a captain.
Oh, the captain does get run down by the 222. He has to get at least 1 hit on the 222. Now has 1 level accuracy. He's going to go for damage. Stuart needs some healing still. It's going for some Teller mines. Oh, Teller mines, not. At first I thought, oh yeah, just gonna place down some landmines, but those are Teller mines. He has gone for tank hunter doctrine. We saw with all those Pantracks, it was pretty obvious going to go for it. But now we got confirmation, as well as a forward HQ for healing and reinforcements. Tank hunter has been selected. Maybe a good idea to go for 4-man squad as well. Just make your guys a little bit more durable.
Capture move complete.
Lieutenant receiving a bit of fire there. He does fall back now. Rolls a miss there, trying to get some shots there onto these tank busters. Tank busters do get inside the church, and does receive a good hit there from the Stuart. There's only 1 window on this side. And it looks like he may have destroyed something. Could have been a Kaliningrad. I heard destroyed another target. Sapper's trying to fight it out, but getting a little bit overran from multiple angles there. Do have a repair sapper, very good. That should be very useful for Stuart. sees the mass Panzer Trek. He may not realize that he's fighting against Tank Hunter just yet, but he may get a good idea that he is. Armored Command Truck has deployed on out. Not so sure what would be best to pull from the Armored Command truck with the fact that we know he's gone for Tank Hunter. Because right now, that whole truck won't be able to deploy stuff that's going to be super effective. Promos, of course, be decent versus infantry, as well as Staghounds. And I doubt he's going to go for Kangaroos. Nobody goes for Kangaroos.
Germans are seizing territory from us.
Throwing some Piets into that building. We do have the intersection fancy forward. We also got the casualty clearing station medic trying to pick up a casualty. And this sapper has to do quite a bit of fire now. May need to fall back. Left-hand supporting the infantry section. And wait, that's a mortar. Why did he get a martyr when he could just go for a Hetzer? Double. He's a good hits there with the Piets onto the martyr. The martyr is falling back now. Needs some extra healing. Does actually set on up. And the 2 does go down. Oh, he went. No, he doesn't need a martyr to gauge the Stewart. He has a lot of Piets for that. Maybe he's worried about canister rounds though. Martyr's falling back. Piets miss some shots there. Stewart does receive a hit there by the Panzer Trek. Another Panzer Trek line shot rolls and miss there. Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward. They do have some good health regen. Pushes his way forward now. No officer support the sapper, so he's going to move very slowly. And the Panzer Grenadier is going to be falling back to the Med HQ. This Panzer Grenadier might just want to fall back entirely. And since he's gone for Tank Hunter, he can repair with his Martyrs. Not Martyrs, Kettengrads. Martyr's just constantly firing away, trying to pick off some intersections. So far, he has been successful once. Rolls a miss there onto the Stewart. Getting some much needed repairs. Kettengrads can't really exactly heal super quickly. Rolls a miss there with the Stewart. That's not very good. Giving extra health for the Martyr. He is pushing his way forward. And the Martyr does go down. Being destroyed. Pantrek does roll a miss there. Kettengrad does go down as well. So far, it's unsuccessful getting any more shots there. Duke hits up the Telomine. And also, the Stewart will now receive some healing and overhealing from that repair sapper. Let's take out the carcass there, so can't use Bergen to recover the carcass. And this is the cutoff point there. Now, cutting off his opponent, and his opponent is just down to a single munitions point. We have Staghound deployed on out, being upgraded to 50 cal now. Telomine cannot be detonated by infantry, but the Staghound could charge forward and detonate it himself. Oh, nope, goes the other way around. Gets inside the garrison. We receive quite a bit of fire there from multiple sources. His squads are getting ripped apart there. He does lose one squad entirely, drops a Panzer Trek, in which the lieutenant will love to pick that up. And here comes a potential Telomine being detonated, which could do great collateral damage. That collateral damage was significant. Did he lose entire sapper squad? He may have lost entire... Nope, the repair sappers and the PS sapper still there. Mega destroyed there. Hetzer pushing way forward. Unable to get the 17-pounder there thanks to that Telomine. It does roll a hit there, but the Pinto mount can do some damage to that sapper. Lieutenant may get the decapture of that structure. Stewart has been fully healed and overhealed. And I think he'll get the decapture. He will get a decapture there.
Supply lines threatened. Jerry's attempting to secure one of our sectors.
The Brit does have a bit of manpower in reserves. He's able to repair, reinforce his forces. What doctrine would I go for? He definitely knows his opponent's gone for Tank Hunter. There's that Hetzer on the field. Royal Artillery wouldn't be half bad, but pretty boring, honestly. You could go for... No, not Royal Engineers. Churchill's will have trouble versus the Hetzers, and the hull down's nice and all, but not great. The extra resources are nice as well. You could get an AVRE, but he doesn't really have the manpower to support Churchill production, so maybe Commandos, go for the 25-pounder off map. Down south, we got the Scope Rifle Squad to capture some points. Stewart making his way back home. Does get an overheal on the stag count as well. And now we do have another 17-pounder being deployed. Maybe Royal Engineers wouldn't be that bad because he needs the extra emplacement help. He does not have boards in sight, so he's definitely not gone for in Royal Engineers yet. And amount of command points he have, I don't think he selected A doctrine yet either. Another squad of scoped rifles. Now he has some good mobility. Still has both lieutenants here. Need to make sure he keeps them near the sappers. Rolls and misses there. Lieutenant does have, of course, the Panzerek. Rolls and misses as well. We've got STG squad advanced forward. It is an upgraded squad. Tank Hunter tends to have a lot of munitions floats, since they don't really have a big munitions drop. And looks like he's going to lose his stag hound. Main gun destroyed, getting picked apart by the Hetzer. Gets another destroyed engine crit. Now it can really not move. There it goes. That should have been dead a long time ago. Yet and Pantrick advancing forward. Does roll a miss there. Does roll a pen there.
NCOs have what they need to call in artillery.
NCOs cleaning off all artillery, which means he's gone for raw artillery. How boring. Definitely the most used doctrine, selected doctrine for the Brits.
Our front lines are collapsing.
And for good reason. It's good. It's just that, yeah, I just see it all the time, so I just would like to see something else. Grenadiers pushing way forward. We got the Stewart here. Here comes the officer artillery, forcing back these forces. Hetzer is quite wounded. The Stewart could potentially charge forward and try to finish it off. Does have to be worried about any sort of teller mine, though. You have another 17-pounder being deployed on out. Doesn't really have a front line to support it. I suppose Stewart can't provide that. Maybe use some canister rounds. He does roll a bounce there. He does cancel the 17-pounder.
Send your message. Victory point captured. Ground secured. This is it, gents.
Capture the point. Very nice. Right now there's a triple capture in favor of the Brits. The VP differences are ever so shrinking quite quickly. 304 to 369. Good hits there onto the Stewart. Scope Rifle Squad trying to deal with the garrison. There's all 6 men in those garrison. Does fall back. And now we do have a Sherman Firefly. The Sherman Firefly he doesn't really need. Anti-Hetzers are annoying, but they're not exactly high threat. Panzerek charging forward, using a rogue charge, but gets nailed by a Panzerek. Good try. It was worth it, or worth a try. Gets a good hit there onto the 17-pounder. It may have been overhealed. Pounder receiving quite a bit of rounds there, lots of rounds. Now trying to be repaired up by the repair sapper. And I think he has the extra Panzereks now. Yep, now there's 4 Panzereks, or 2 Panzereks per squad, which will make them very effective versus vehicles. Sherman Firefly will have the trouble versus this. Panzerek squad's going to make the soft retreat away. They haven't captured this point just yet, so still triple capture against the Panzer Lee, and the VP is about ready to become even. STG squad makes advance.
A sector is being overrun.
Fresh Staghound being deployed on out. Stewart and Firefly advancing forward. We got these Panzer Grenadiers getting knocked around. Over here, looks like Scope Rifle Squad is following him back, so Panzerek does get a hit there. He does have the double punch direct upgrade now. 5 command points.
Ready to move out. Sets up
And now the Staghound does have a 50 cal.
Upgrade complete.
Build operation complete, sir. Awaiting further orders.
Stewart's pushing way forward with the Staghound. Staghound does still need to overheal. This Hetzer is still the same Hetzer. Has been fully healed. Pendrick squads are making their way down south.
A victory location is under attack.
Staghound and Intersection Squad advancing forward. Staghound does roll a miss there. Hetzer does send a pen. And now the Firefly's trying to rotate around. Got the PS Squad advancing forward, trying to deal with this garrison. It does throw both PS through that building there. Firefly is advancing forward, trying to pursue the Hetzer. We do got the scope rifles capture the munitions point. It's going through the garrison mostly, and we got the STGs advancing forward. The Fireflies do spot them. Ooh, and those PS are getting some good splash damage there. Lieutenant and PS squad now getting hit by the STG squad. Also artillery raining on in. It's going to be very deadly. He's a very, very late response there. Oh, looks like he just barely managed to escape on out of there.
Supply lines are broken. We have
Does
territory
get
out
one more
of
model
supply.
drop there, but of course he does escape off both his squads. And we do actually have a logistics company, maybe going for the 4-man squad upgrade. Let's go ahead and switch over to him and see what he's building out. I saw some sort of thing being put out, could have been just some sort of upgrade. Stewart's advancing forward. Pentrex receiving quite a bit of deadly hits there from the Stewart. APS Loop Connect takes out that Hetzer. Pentrex squad's falling back as well. Multiple Pentrex shots there, but he is overhealed. PS squad's trying to intercept the Tank Buster squad. Tank Buster squad does fully retreat there, and the 70-pounder has been pulled out on the front line as well.
Send your orders.
And he does get the 4-man squad upgrade, very good. That of course increases durability by 33% with his Patterns of Grenadiers, as well as improve their damage output. It's hard to say how much improves it by with the Pentrick upgrade, but at least it will, if it was bolt action rifles, it increases damage output and health by 33%. Split trenches being deployed on out by the sappers. Now got the 2 Staghounds here. Getting some good damage on these forces, suppressing the force as well. Stewart does receive massive amounts of fire. He could try charge forward for a canister round shot. That is the perfect time for a canister, but doesn't get it off in time. Also, artillery now raining on in, forcing back the group there, getting some great hits. And it does not look good for the Panzer League player. Artillery raining on in. You could deploy out some more trenches there. And some of the Staghounds are getting hit. He has Staghounds 50 cals does do a good job for suppression.
Top ready for orders.
Yeah, just charging your forces forward like that is not going to be very useful. There's a scope rifle squad. He's not even fully reinforcing squad. He doesn't really have the manpower for it, does he? No, they're just not sticking around. He ripped apart one squad. Patrick's fire. Getting hit, getting disrupted. Does get an engine crit there. Does fall back before getting anything accomplished. And it looks like he may have backed out of the game. Yep, he's backed out of the game. So let's just go and fast forward because the game is over. This is Aaron Gray saying thank you for watching and on to the next replay. Let's go for some 2v2s now. Yep. Not a really great replay. Interesting, but nothing too significant. Yep, let's go ahead and do this one. Tanks are vulnerable from the side of the rear, but there's no side armor. It just gives you a chance of getting rear armor shots. Greetings everyone, and Grade here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the left side as the US player of Lucky Sturlet. Spawn on the left as his British ally, we have a foreign name. Spawn as the Wehrmacht player, we have Gravedigger, and spawning as the Panzer Elite player, we have C. Kaltura. I have no idea how to pronounce that. This Kalintra, I think. We do have a barracks being deployed on out. We do have a jeep being deployed, going for, I'm guessing, left. Probably could be another intersection. Could be lieutenant. Could be a Bren carrier. Who knows? It is a lieutenant. Of course, you need a lieutenant to get out Bren carriers. Don't see anything on the build queue just yet. Saving up his resources. Probably going for that missions point there with his lieutenant. Jeep has been deployed on out. This player pushes for squads forward. Scope Rifle's getting this munitions point. He may be eyeing to pull out his command truck up here. This would be very bold. This is a little bit safer. Now Jeep is making his way forward. Maybe on get some shots there on the Pioneers. Pioneers get some shots in return. We got the intersection advance forward, forcing back the Pioneer squad. Panzer Elite players are just going to be capturing the northern points. Lucy has got 3 Panzer Grenadiers out in the field. Jeep is doing some drive-bys. Over here, we do have a Wehrmacht sniper, a very, very early Wehrmacht sniper. So see 2 Pioneers and 2 Wehrmacht sniper.
Jeep is ready.
Jeep does receive some bursts there. Probably a little bit confused like why he doesn't see anything more at the moment. Right now, the map's pretty barren. They haven't seen a single Panzer Elite unit, and they've seen Pioneers. That's it. So that may give an indication that his opponent has gone for a fast sniper. I'm not sure what he's saying about. He may have pinged something. Jeep received a bit of damage. And now we do have... Ooh. Mortar placement there? Okay, he's going to push forward his truck a bit more, but mortar placement's probably a little bit too far forward. Like, seriously, that's just pretty open. I would have threw it behind this hedge line if I was him.
We have the point, and we're damn well gonna keep it. Get through this. Recon ready. Rifle squad on the field.
So I got these forces pushing me forward, trying to throw some rounds into the Pioneer. Does get him out of the garrison. Kind of grab to capture the central VP. What should each player should go for doctrines? It's clear that the US player will probably go for either infantry or armor. There's a good chance that the Brit will likely go for Royal Artillery. Scorched Earth for the Panzer Elite, very likely. And the Wehrmacht player does have a number of options. All 3 of the doctrines is good in team games. Blitzkrieg does provide some great sustainability. There and defensive both provide some good options as well, including off-map artillery, or off-map artillery strikes, I should say.
Munitions point under attack.
Deep and Pioneer engaging at close range. The Pioneers receive quite a bit of fire right there. Volksgrenadiers advancing forward. When the Pioneer models do go down, he needs to just fall back at this point in time. He's not going to accomplish much, but the Panzerfaust does connect, and he may... Oh, trying to go to tank trap to stop the Jeep.
Report, we are losing a sector.
Over here, Scope Rifle's advancing forward, trying to get that sniper. The Elite's force away. Doesn't have time to use deploy, designated marksman. We've got an early Bren gun deployed out as well. Getting some great damage there on the Volksgrenadiers and pushed forward by a lieutenant. pioneer or engineers going for some landmines, very nice. And knock the Panzergrenadiers, engaging the riflemen. He does suppress the fire ability on with the G43 squad, which will make him quickly win a fight that he was already going to quickly win with 3 against 1. Rifleman squad making soft straight away. Does throw some bolts onto the Kettengrad.
Territory is ours! Let's
Losing ground out there.
Riflemen are just going back off a little bit more as well. Panzergrenadiers going to be pursuing, very good. Down stuff, got some more landmines being deployed out by the US player, very, very nice. And Panzergrenadiers are pushing pretty far forward, trying to claim this fuel point. Hasn't claimed the cutoff point for it. 222 deployed on the field, that's not a Kettengrad. And he says T. I'm not sure what he means by T. He must have pinged somewhere. Incoming? I guess that's referring to the 222 armored car. Or he's going to go straight for a Cromwell. He may be, there may be eyeing on strategies go straight for a Cromwell for the Brit. Bren squad does fall back. He could potentially button the 222 and then use the mortar to hit that 222.
We finished construction.
And now we do have a field support truck.
Armored
It's
company on fast
deployed
deployment.
back onto his teammate's command point there, so I'm not sure what's being done. I also hear armor company has been selected for the US player. So let's switch over to the Brit. He has 1 command point, does spot the landmine there. Both landmines will be swept. Very nice. In the middle, the Brits captured the VP. Kettengrad captured the strategic point, and Altitude's making his advance, forcing back these squads once again. Mortar placement hasn't really accomplished all too much, has it? Now here comes the forces advancing forward, who has auto cannon fire onto the headquarters command truck. They will need to get some Pantrix or AT gun or something else rather than auto cannon fire to gauge that command truck. Over here we do have a half track? Going for the quad upgrade? And now, okay, that's what it's saying. Fast tank, not Cromwell Stewart. I don't know why my mind raced towards the Cromwell.
German target has been
Either way, Kettengrad does go down. Now he can take time. He did take time to pack up the HQ command truck. He was wanting to get out of Stewart as soon as possible. Didn't want to even set up in the right location, or a more proper location. Stewart's advancing forward, trying to go for the Slit Trench. Slit Trench has received some fire, but Stewart will find, does get a button there with the Bren guns, does use the bullets to escape out of the Bren. But he's trying to back up the hill, does roll a miss there, that will save the 2 from going down. We have the Wehrmacht, 2 Wehrmacht snipers, one has 4 kills, one has 2 kills. We do have the quad half track advancing forward. The quad half track is effective versus 222. Fresh squad of sappers. He got the Stewart before the sapper. You have a forward HQ deployed out here by the Panzer Elite player. It'll take a bit of time to destroy that. You can use the mortar to help him out.
The lads have finished squaring away those upgrades, sir.
Let's get the repair upgrade there. 2 sniper shots into the rifleman.
Ready for action.
And now the Stewart's making his way forward. Oh, can't crush the sniper. Almost found it. Either way, does lose take a shot there with the Stewart. Onto the Stewart with the Panzerschreck. We do have the repair sappers coming forward. The scope rifles are down to 2 members. Not really combat effective right now. And got some more landmines as well. He's asking him to get artillery. Not sure if he means artillery doctrine or just 25 pounders in general.
HQ command truck is ready for action.
Armor command truck being deployed on out. Switch over the Axis players. See if we see any doctrine lock-ins. Looks like nothing here. I think the Panzer Elite player has selected a doctrine. Yeah, a bit of dysfunctional teamwork for the Brits. and the US player. Oh, we got a 223 deployed on out. Trying to claim some more income. Snipers getting some shots there on the Bren Gunners. Stuart Tank is making some advance. We do got at least one Pantrek shot, or Pantrek deployed on out. He may be going for tank hunter with the number of Pantreks we have on the field. We got 2 repair sappers. You only need 1 for the overheals, but of course does net him good repairs in general. Wehrmacht sniper trying to use his buddies as bait. Need to make sure he's facing the right direction. It gives him faster draw time. Back 38 finds a shot there. Repair sappers can repair it up. Wait, that seems awfully fast. I was force fire on the ground.
Receiving you loud and clear.
That rate of fire seems a little bit high. I know there's a bug where you can increase your rate of fire of the pack by packing up and redeploy it. But that rate of fire seems absurdly high, than much higher than normal. Could be mistaken about that. Logistics, another logistics truck there trying to increase the income. Does get the munitions point secured up. And the fuel point as well. That point is not so great. He may have meant to pack up a supply on that fuel point there. Stuart and Staghound advancing forward. Does get some pressure there on one of the Panzer Grenadiers. The allies do have a little less tickets than their opponent, but not by a large margin. Or that's the other way around. The Axis players have less tickets than their opponent. Still out of the way. Nothing critical at this moment in time. So that's not reinforce this scope rifle squad.
An enemy unit has fallen to our might.
Ooh, got a sniper shot there. Or nope, not a sniper shot. That could have been a sniper shot from his teammate. Not sure what it was. We have 2 Staghounds and a Stuart now deployed on the field. A lot of armor. His teammate does have a good number of Pack 38s, 3 Pack 38s. May want to get out some landmines. Does have some Pantreks, so it has a good amount of AT for those various light tanks. The Wehrmacht player may want to eye for some Nova
The enemy
Warfers.
will never be able to match the efficiency of our support command structure.
Support command has been selected, and Pantreks has an upgrade as well. Or no, that's the actual upgrade being researched, not the upgrade or the research. It puts around into the trench there. And I saw something about the Pack 38 acting weird. I'm not sure what though. It's saying cheating, but I'm not sure what he's seeing. Motorcycle does go down. Do have now the Panthers available. And we do have a doctrine selected by the Wehrmacht player. It is the Terror Doctrine, and it's gone for the Firestorm first, and soon the V1s will be available.
You're losing a sector.
Stuart and Staghounds are advancing forward. He has 2 Staghounds. I see this AT gun in the mix as well. The 2 will easily get overran. Scoper squad down to 1 last model. Pack 38 does find a hit there on the Stuart. Another Pack 30 has been deployed on out. The Brit has so far gone for an unknown doctrine so far.
Go ahead, send your message.
He's going ahead and repair up the Stuart now. Just more mortars firing on both sides. So actually, has the Wehrmacht player gone for a mortar?
The initiative
Guess not.
is ours. Victory countdown starts.
Pantrek does roll a miss there. Snipers finding shots there onto the rifleman squad. He's pinging something about me. I'm not so sure what though. Rifleman squad needs to fall back sooner rather than later because he knows he's fighting against 2 snipers and there's 2 models remaining. 1 model remaining. Pack 38 does roll a miss there on the 2-2. Motorcycle charging forward, trying to spot these forces. Rolls a miss there with the Stewart, but now the Staghounds and the 50 cal should be able to apart, no problem. And the motorcycle does go down. Act 38 do get some shots there onto the Staghounds, but nothing too critical. Or nor sustain any crits. Wow, that was a horrible joke. And does take out one of those US snipers there. Very good. Panzer Grenadiers do fall back in time, got some repairs onto these light tanks and armored cars. Now a 25-pounder has been pulled out on the field. At this one time, a 25-pounder going to start barraging the space, which will be very handy. We do have some Panthers now being deployed up. Wehrmacht snipers may get spotted by the sappers. Sappers do spot one, does force them back. Is he talking about the Captain Sprint bug abuse? I don't really like seeing bugs, but he must really think his opponent is cheating. We do have the split trench there with the Piets along with them.
COs have what they need to call in artillery.
And he has gone for Roar artillery now, and the captain can now bring in some artillery from the trench. Only unknown doctrine right now is the Panzer Elite player. Let's keep him selected so we can see what doctrines may be going for. Staghounds advancing forward with the Stewart. 80 gun sitting on up to support the captain shooting that Panther.
We now have incendiary grenades at our disposal.
Incendiary grenades is a research, not a doctrine. US snipers advancing forward, trying to spy out some good targets there. We do have the other Panther in this region. Incendiary grenade has been thrown in the trench. And the riflemen were inside that trench as well. Good shots there onto the Panzer Grenadiers. Ooh, and one of the snipers, US snipers do go down. Patrick does get inside the trench there, but one model remaining can't sustain being there for long. Repair sappers advancing forward. It got a good hit there onto the repair sappers. Another Patrick squad does go down.
Enemy's advances.
Saying you, I guess maybe ping the trench for the rifleman inside, I'm guessing. Both Grenadiers are engaged by the AT gun. And now the second is going to be force back against Volks Grenadiers, no problem. US Sniper do have something called on in here. I'm not sure what though. Oh, that must be Firestorm. Firestorm gets a good hit there, takes out one of the Staghounds, as well as a number of those landmines. There was actually a number of landmines in that region. Volks Grenadier squad, I believe, did retreat back in time. Yes, it did. Barely though. But it does take out one Staghound there, a number of landmines. Up north, we've got the Panzer Grenadiers seeing some more sniper shots there. Trying to deal with the slit trench with the rifleman inside. Now we do have a fresh mortar half-track. That should help clear out the trench. And we also got 25-pounder barrages trying to hit the Panther. Does decrew the Pack 38. 2 Pack 38s are currently down as well. Ooh, that must be a creeping barrage. Not sure what down there. Looks like I honestly don't know. Three repairs happens quite a bit there. Staghound and Stewart trying to destroy these trenches. Does get one trench there. Piet squad is here to support as well. Pack 38 is quite wounded. And Lieutenant does go down. Scorcher has now been selected. 2-2 has gone down as well. Scorcher was likely a possibility. He's probably going down the Hummel line. You know, Hummel would help clear out this front line would be very, very useful indeed. M1 gun does get a good pen there onto the Panther. Throws a senior grenade there, does scuttle a trench, and does fall back to the Panzer Grenadiers. US snipers both in Vector C1, Sherman or Stuart tank advancing forward, but of course the Stuart tank has nothing on a Panther. Mortar half track does receive a hit there. There's some good line of sight blockers for him. And here artillery barrage. Looks like another creep barrage into this base. The 251 half tracks have received quite a bit of abuse from it, but they do stay alive and get repaired up now. Panzer Grenadiers, however, will find a hit there from the creep barrage. That may be unplanned right there. Looks like he's going to destroy this structure, I think. Not sure why, but the structure is down. And looks like he's charging forward. He has potentially used a Captain Bug right there. Both these forces suppressed by the BSMG. Pack 38 now receiving some fire, trying to hit it with the rest of the, with 2 more Piet shots. He does take out the Pack 38 before he gets fully pinned there.
The enemy's stealing a victory point.
Wolfman Barrage raining on in. We've got Panther trucks hitting these forces. The mortar half track is backing away. Panther's trying to make his way forward. Oh, I heard a landmine detonation, I believe. Something may have been spotted, but I'm not sure. He's asking if his opponent's map hacking. I haven't seen anything concrete myself. Does receive a end there by the 17-pounder. Just throw a couple rounds there and does take out one of the snipers. Incendiary mortar does rain on in with the last known location of those snipers. Staghounds advancing forward. Panzer Grenadiers are receiving quite a bit of damage from these Staghounds. Stuart is still alive as well, forced back to the Panzer Grenadier, no problem. Barely any health remaining. Panther does get a hit there onto the Stuart. Panther does connect as well. We are Veer
The
1.
enemy is weakening even now. They have lost a unit.
I thought I heard a V1. Okay, no, the V1 is on. It's on off cooldown, but not cast. I must have heard some other rumbling sound. Maybe somebody's stomach. This US sniper advancing forward, trying to spot. He does have enough munitions for the V1 rocket. These forces are trying to advance forward. They're all quite wounded, barring one Piet squad. Fresh Pack 38 has been deployed on out. He does have Vector C2 on his light vehicles. Here comes another Warfman Barrage leaving this region. Vet 3 just been deployed out. Does drop a Bren gun. Warfman Barrage rained on in over here, gain some damage. Does pick up the Bren gun and does get sniped immediately. So there goes the Bren gun and that squad. Medic charging forward, trying to claim some casualties. Over here, we have the motorcycle advancing forward. Vet 3 motorcycle, but should get ripped apart quite easily, though it's Vector C3. And here comes the V1 rocket run.
Motorcycle lost.
Where's the V1 going to strike? It's going to be here, or is it going to be here? Ooh, good hit there, but he didn't lose his squads. Thinks back there in the retreat state. By to the captain. And the 7-pounder does go down. Sniper does go down to the Volks Grenadiers. Stuka? I'm not sure what he's saying. Staghounds advancing forward. PS raining on in. Does take out the carcass there. He must have A move forward, but hit the A move on the carcass. Scorches the point. Does take out the Panther as well. And the carcass now being focused down, trying to prevent any sort of bird from taking recover. Warfman Barrage raining on in. Catch Panzer squad getting forced back, fully annihilated. Now we've got these Panzer Grenadiers and the Panther pushing way forward. And down south, we have the quad half track, AT gun facing the wrong way, a slit trench crewed by a captain. And Panzer Straw does have 2 Panzer Strikes getting 1 good hit in, damaging and crit as well. And with the amount of forces here, it does get overwhelmed. They need some Hummels to help crack this area. Panther receives some shots there. Good hit there by the Panzerschreck, but does not take it out. Repair Snipers charging forward. We'll pick up the Panzerschreck. Maybe we'll finish off one of these Staghounds. Main gun destroyed. The Wehrmacht does have enough for a Firestorm, so if he gets some good vision wherever these guys falling back to, he could perhaps call in on top of those Staghounds. Panther's quite wounded. We've seen quite a bit of fire from these Piets. Almost dead.
Carry on, your fallen brother's struggle.
Looks like Zeal has been researched. It's usually one of the abilities you want to go first. It's a very good passive ability. There goes the Panther and more Calliope barrages. 2 Calliopes raining on in this entire region. The structure will not go down. Receive quite a bit of damage. We have a Pack 38 here. Teammate has got a munitions and fuel point select being gathered. Does have Hummels available, doesn't have any Hummels just yet, and down to 1 Panzer Grenadier trying to repair up the central VP, but snipers being fired from all sides. Panzer Grenadiers are falling back to the far side of the structure. This structure has seen better days and less holes in the walls. I suppose it's just one hole, one giant hole. Wolferman raining on in does take out one of the Wehrmacht snipers now. Here comes the Wolferman barrage. Not sure where though. Goes a bit more over here. Does get some very sporadic damage. Panzer Grenadiers do suppressive fire onto the rifle squad, suppressing them. And looks like the rifle squad does pick up the Panzerschreck themselves. Very nice. Green barrage raining on in. Does miss the Wehrmacht sniper. And does get reinforced in the front line, but still got 3 Staghounds here. He does have 3 repair snipers last time I checked. He needs some more Panzerschrecks. That Panzerschreck, Grenadier advancing forward, but getting knocked around a bit. It does get suppressed there as well. Spreads fire and does fall back. Pack 38 is going to decrewed. And these Axis players are getting overran, aren't they? He's another pair of Panthers before it gets out of Hummel, honestly. Wolferman barrage raining on in. He gets some good hits. Just trying to repair up a victory point now. Will take a bit of time, of course. Does pick up the AT gun, or it's already picked up. His veterancy too is probably already been picked up. Maybe get to a nearby casualty recovery station in order to get healed up. Looks like that is destroyed by the V1, however. Oh, great. More of that. So got a Wehrmacht Panther deployed on the field. No veterancy. 1 level veterancy now. We do have a landmine here, US landmine. This Calliope is severely wounded, and now here comes a Calliope barrage. Yeah, this Pack 38 was spotted thanks to the fact that this Calliope was receiving quite a bit of fire. So that's why he's able to target it while camouflage. Its squads are advancing forward. And doesn't get any shots off, gets a lot of good point blank shots there, but only looks like only one of them Sappers are receiving some damage and suppression from the bunker now. It does force them back. And our Grenadier squad advancing forward. Stackhouse advancing forward as well. Half-Track's falling on back.
We can now unleash our propaganda war.
And it's charging forward. We got the Pantrax support as well. Rolls a miss. And does receive a sniper shot there from the US Sniper Emergency 1 at the moment. And now to have a Firefly deployed on the field. So he's gone for stag guns, he can't get the command tank to support it. We got the Panzerwerfer barrage raining on in. Not Panzerwerfer, Warferman. Getting some decent hits there, but overall the rounds just go everywhere. He may be saving up for Panthers rather than the Hummel. Wait. Is he just AFK? Just chatting and being AFK?
We can now booby trap buildings to
Yep.
confound the enemy.
And just map accusations now. Oh, by the way, this game's pretty much over. With one player back out of the game, I'm just going to fast forward the rest of it. I love how they just don't throw accusations. Warfman's charging forward. Since the AI not applies to the Panthers. And this game does go on a little bit longer. B1 looks like it was called in there.
Rank of veteran sergeant is available for assignment. Can now booby trap strategic points.
Oh, it looks like the player had Hotchkiss select as well.
Panzer, anti-tank grenades are available to eliminate enemy only when we work together with zeal as the Third Empire's
You cheated
war
first,
machine.
that means
We can
you're cheating?
completely destroy the enemy.
Either way, the AI is just playing around.
Once again. Achtung, the enemy is impacting. Come for Belair's victory points.
And it looks like that's the end of the replay, where he's finally backed out of the game.
We must protect our munitions from enemy advances.
I really hate the trash talking, all the toxic talking when I replay. I just don't like it. Either way, this is Andgrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Let's hopefully find another better 2v2. Let's see now. It was this one here. Oh, I thought I deleted this one. No, that's actually a different player. I saw a different game with him. So, let's go ahead and load up this game. And we already cast him, so let's just switch to a different 2v2. I think I may have cast that one already. Let's go for this one. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the left side as the Panzer League player of I Kransky, who's gone for multiple Kettengrads. Jawohl. Spawn on the left side as his teammate as the Wehrmacht player of Eddie Z. Spawn on the right side as the US player, or no, that's the British players. We have Deep and Quiet. And as his US ally, we have Johnny19292. Triple Kettengrad opener. He may be going for Luftwaffe ground forces then. And get only his Luftwaffe ground forces, and oh, he still needs at least one Panzer Grenadier to build structures at least. Triple Kettengrad. He may be just trying to eye for a lot of resources then. Eye for some quick fuel to get out in early 2-2, I'm guessing. Bren carrier advancing forward. We're going to pull out Panzer Grenadier next. Oh, after this, yep, there you go, Panzer Grenadier there. And probably going to immediately go for the logistics company.
Case up and ready to go.
If he's going straight for the fuel point, he's trying to grab as much fuel as possible. He's going for a fast 2-2. You have a Schimwagen now to pull on the field. I'm catching into Scout Car AC, so maybe and Luft. So I was partially correct what he was his plan. Does capture the fuel point, but he's receiving quite a bit of fire. The Kaliningrad has been hung out to dry. And he's actually capturing this fuel point as well. He's going for a lot of fuel, and the engineer's not immediately capturing this point as well, which is going to be very, very useful for the what's it called? As lead player. Got the scope rifles and the Bren carrier engaging the Schimwagen. Schimwagen does get buttoned. He's trying to back away. And since the Hazard player is going for Luftwaffe ground forces, he's able to get camouflage Kettengrads as well, and he has a lot of Kettengrads out for that purpose. It's asking for the HQ to be set up in mid. Or HQ is going to be set up in mid, I should say, because it's right there. He's actually claimed this munitions point there. That is a very forward HQ. And capture the VP, but that's about it. But the VP is going to be very well secured. They're going to need to displace that forward HQ as soon as possible. Bren carrier advancing forward, trying to get some shots there on the Kaliningrad. And scope rifles do get deployed out, trying to go for that strategic point now. Fuel point being captured up as well. Do Schimwagen. Schimwagens can provide some good pressure versus the infantry. Kettingrad's still roaming around the... Wait. What? Just Kettingrads and his pair of Pioneers. Okay, there's a lot of light vehicles for the Axis players. Would it be a stupid idea to go for an early repair bunker at the current rate? By the way, there's a lot of Schimwagens, a lot of Kettengrads on the field. There's going to be just so many light vehicles, or initial vehicles, really. We have the Bren carrier engaging the Schimwagen. Schimwagen's getting some repairs right there. It does get full health. The Scoper squad does fall back. Bren carrier is going to be backing away. Got Schimwagen's in pursuit now. Do have the HQ command truck blowing out something. Let's switch over to Brit. There's him. And right now, he's going for... Not sure what he's going for, but do have a mortar emplacement being pulled out, which is very good. MMG carrier upgrade has been researched, but there's 3 Schimwagens. You will need that MMG. Schimwagen here needs to fall back, because the other 2s are quite wounded as well. They all need to fall back. Bren carrier is still has plenty of health in comparison to Schimwagen. This Schimwagen now receives an engine crit as well. Mortar almost got the wipe there, and that Schimwagen does go down.
COs reporting they have destroyed a German target.
Got our early STG squad. We do have the logistics company into 2-2, so we've got 1 2-2. 2 2-2s on the queue. Kaliningrad does receive quite a bit of fire there, and here comes the 2-2, finds the rear armor of the Bren carrier, and does go and retarget towards it, and there goes the Bren carrier. 2 has still plenty of health, but I will get a lot of veterancy towards his Vet 1. I will recommend for him to go for accuracy veterancy with this 4 HQ. Rip him apart.
Ready.
Dismantle the human's limbs and other things that sort. That should be very effective. Just make him bleed since he's so far forward. If he just gets bleed out too much, he won't be able to hold a position all too well, nor progress in tech. Now we have some Luftwaffe ground forces there. We do have a casualty clearing station now. -1 Bren carrier. Shoots fancy forward, does have veteran C1 now, and gets the accuracy. Now you can dismantle them. Dismantle the limbs off the body, as well as dismantle the boards that are trying to be built. Lieutenant is down here. The armor car, the 2-2, has a bit of fire. Lieutenant has full retreat. Maybe good idea just get the 2-2 topped off in health. Another armor car is advancing forward. You got some Bren guns here. The Brit needs to get out a slit trench here. He's going to lose a Bren gun, and he does lose a Bren gun. His teammate can bleed off models that get out more intersections for his teammate. But right now, the Brit needs slit trenches, not a casualty clearing station. Slit trenches will help him lock down the front line and engage these 2-2s a bit more effectively. But right now, the scope rifle squad is getting ripped apart. He does get the casualty clearing station built there. There's a lot of casualties on the ground from the pickup. Going forward for another one now. 2 casualties have been claimed. Rifleman squad's now getting ripped apart. Does have a very, very wounded squad there. Scope rifle squad trying to be pursued. Rifleman having trouble maintaining this region. It's good health there. Going too far forward, these HQs can be very, very detrimental. It's a power play, but it's also a massive gamble. And it looks like they're largely losing it. But let's get a fresh Brent's intersection squad. As for repairs, or telling them to fall back for repairs, one of the two. Pioneers there. The mortar team needs to be microed a bit more. Order mortar barrage on top of these 2-2s. Does lose one of the Shimbok, that's fine. Does lose one of the Pioneer models. Sniper does send some shots in there as well. We're backlined slit trench a little bit too far back. Rifle squad, we're seeing quite a bit of autocannon fire. Do have accuracy efficiency on this one. And accuracy efficiency on this one as well. How do I play this game well? I honestly have never played Company Heroes 1 online before. I've played a lot of Company Heroes 2, and I'm quite decent at it. But I actually never played a single online game of Company Heroes 1. The squad is getting quite a bit of damage. He's trying to get out Slit Trench out, just trying to hold the line from 2-2. His teammate needs to pull out a pack or M1 AT gun as soon as possible. Greyhound wouldn't be half bad either. Even a quad half track, since they are relatively effective for the armored car. But either way, one of those 3 assets. The Brit could also. The Brit doesn't even have the armored command truck. No, he does have the armored command truck. He needs to get out some. He got out of captain. He may be going straight for a. What's it called? A Stewart. Let's see what the Brit's going for at the moment. Nothing at the moment. He has quite a bit of manpower as well. Does get his slit trenches out, which would be a good hard point. He doesn't need to worry about this one being decaptured since it's locked down.
QM's just distributed supercharged rounds to the artillery.
And we now do have the Royal Artillery being selected for the Brits. Light cap track is blown out by the Panzer Elite. The US player does not appear to have selected Doctrine just yet. His teammate has gone for Royal Artillery, so either arm or any of the US Doctrines can be decent. Kenigrad captured that point as well. Sending the Kenigrad's up north to capture some points wouldn't be that bad. We do have a Greyhound now on the field. Not being upgraded of anything at the moment. He has plenty of conditions for it. He definitely needs the armored skirts. Looks like the Panzer Elite player, not Panzer Elite player, Wehrmacht player has not selected Doctrine either. And we know the Panzer Elite player has selected Luftwaffe ground forces. I deal with that garrison now. M8. Pack 38 being deployed out. Should be very effective versus the Greyhound. Now Slit Trench is being built.
Jawohl, Mynheer!
You got an MG bunker down south.
Was wünschen Sie? What do you want?
And trying to go for more and more slit trenches. He does have rifle grenades. Interesting. Rifle grenades are largely miss or miss, but when they hit, they do good work. And we get a whole lot of damage on that 2-2 with that rifle grenade. Ignore that one. Let's see, how close is he to the casualty clearing station? Because he needs to be a bit closer to it to perhaps get some healing while in the slit trenches. We have a 25-pounder on the build queue as well. Very good. Let's go to one of those trenches or destroyed it.
Veterancy gained.
Vet 1 support units, so now he has access to Vet 1 Pioneers and Vet 1 Sniper. 2-2s making their advance forward. We've got the M180 gun deployed on out. Should be very effective with these 2-2s. Right now, the Panzer player may want to eye some mortar half-tracks and get some incendiary mortars in this region. There you go. It looks like this sludge trench is close enough to the casualty clearing station to get some much-needed healing.
Reserves hold an assault force for us.
Assault forces? Stews wouldn't be half bad, would it? We do have, looks like the airborne troops have been deployed and now, so it's gone for airborne. This is going for Stukas and Stews. That's all it was going to go for. His teammate has, of course, gone for Luftwaffe ground forces. The US player has gone for airborne, and the Brit has gone for Royal Artillery. So it looks like all players' doctrines has been selected.
Look for R&R. Where we headed?
Recoilless rifles have been pulled out, which should be effective versus the 222s. And does take out the British medic there.
Hi.
And he has still not gotten armored skirts on that Greyhound. He has plenty of munitions as well. You can't be really cheaping out on armored skirts. You need the extra defense. Pioneers receive a bit of fire. And we do have him try and creep forward for these sludge trenches. The amount of forces here and the amount of sludge trenches, it may be a good idea for these players to push up their way north. There is only defensive rifleman squad here. And that's about it. I think I hear the F-25 Pounder barrage raining on in.
Casualties being reported.
Oh, and it looks like the Greyhound does go down, tried to go for his landmine there. It looks like it was successful, but goes down to the Pak 38.
57 crew, ready for orders.
Another AT gun, has 2 AT guns
Airborne's ready to
with
go.
the recoilless rifles as well. That's a good amount of AT.
Paratroopers on point.
We also have a repair bunker by the Wehrmacht player, not bad. And a number of MG bunkers as well. Incendiary mortar now raining on in, perfect.
We hold the initiative. At this rate, we'll be taking Berlin by Christmas.
Get your ass to cover, you idiot. Airborne.
Recoilless rifles advancing forward. We do have these armored cars advancing. And now the airborne troops are falling back in time. The engineers fall back as well. They do not get wiped out. Looks like got mortar half-track getting good hits as well. Rifleman squad's advancing forward. We've got PS firing over the hedge line. And looks like he is going to attach the lieutenant to the sappers. So he has some officers lit up, or various forces lit up in the trenches, push forward with some of his squads. ITI truck rolls and misses there. This PS squad does get sniped, and the last model will escape on out of there. Rifle squad trying to gauge these forces. We do have the 222s and the Schimwagen. One thing that helps siege down this truck is actually a Flak 88 from the Luftwaffe player. But now got 3 Flamer Pioneers coming forward trying to clear out these trenches. They do receive a bit of fire there, and Rifleman here to support as well. Looks like Officer Artillery ring on him. Does get some great suppression there with the Officer Artillery. Does fall back now. Level 1 production and bars have been researched for the US player. Very nice. Does have a Stu available. Does he have any... No Stu's deployed out. He's pretty far from it as well. Has a lack of manpower. Does cancel whatever he's building. As the lead player has gone for Fortune Meteors, looks like he's going for the Enschel strafing support, the HS-129B3. Butterfly bombs are nice. But I think the Flak 88 would be a little bit better just to siege down the structures, though I suppose the 25 pounder, that's maybe actually not a good idea. Camouflage Kittigrad, however, is always a good idea. One of the most powerful abilities that the Panzer League player can get. Camouflage Kittigrads. Having invisible scout like that, oh so nice. Have I ever played Foxhole? I have not. Sorry, I didn't see your Rumble rants all too well. They're on another screen that don't get merged in with the chat window like with Twitch and YouTube. I have not played Foxhole. I heard about it. Haven't really got into it. There's no bunker. The bunker does go down. Good autocannon fire onto the sappers. Sappers receiving quite a bit of hits and does drop a Piet there. Flamer Pioneers advance forward, does pick up the Piet there with his lieutenant. The captain may get burned alive into his death. And the Rifleman squad advancing forward does, of course, have access to these bars. You can actually hop. Oh, getting that side of the trench is not a good idea in front of Flame Pioneers. And these officers could be burned alive first, but it does actually fall back for any of them before sustaining or dealing a massive amount of damage. But it only lost a couple model each, was not too bad. Got some good healing there for the couch, including station. See, how many mortar half tracks? 2 mortar half tracks are very, very good. And he has plenty of munitions for incendiary mortars.
Has fallen to our might.
Veterancy achieved. Looks like the various forces gaining veterancy. Paratroopers are trying to. Not sure what they're doing. They're sort of standing by his own VP. Rifle grenades firing on forward. Duke have quite a bit of forces still here. He may get. He will get a free intersection now. Now the AT guns receiving quite a bit of fire. The AT gun will like to go down very shortly to the autocannon fire. It does go down there now. Yes, rifle grenades are pushing way forward. There's actually, yeah, there's 2 squads of Piets. Does get a good hit there onto the sapper. Does the AT gun recruit with the sapper squad. Does get a good hit there. Forces against good hits on the intersection. Does take out the AT gun entirely. There's a lot of incendiary effects here. He needs to make sure to stay out the incendiary effects. At this point in time, for him, the Wehrmacht player going for a Nebelwerfer would probably be better than going for Warferman, because Nebelwerfers will have that prolonged incendiary effect as well. His teammate is just building the flank, securing the flank. His teammate has some AT gun support as well. Warferman pushing the way forward. Multiple AT guns deployed out on the field. He's mostly just being defensive, maintaining the flank. And right now, the US player hasn't really pushed in all too well either. The US player is not controlling his forces. Warferman barrage raining on in. He's hits down the lieutenant. Getting a bit of hits there as well. Flamer Pioneers advancing forward. One of them needs to fall back sooner rather than later. It does get retreat and does get wiped out there. His force does get suppressed there by the MG bunker. Flamer Pioneer still in the region, gains some good damage in. Forces back to these intersections now. MP40 Volks getting some good work in as well. The MP40 Volks could advance forward. There's some split trenches for these Wehrmacht forces hop inside of. And does get inside of that split trench there with the Pioneer squad. The Volkswagen squad is a little bit too wounded as well. He needs to retreat back those squads sooner rather than later, because right now he is very, very wounded. Does the Skull Trench there. Does lose the Volksgrenadiers entirely. Does fall back. Let's see. Big line of light vehicles here. If he has two mortar half tracks, 1 light half track, and the 2 Panthers. Looks like the captain does pick up a force rifle there and does get a split trench. He's advancing forward, got more incendiary mortars raining on in. Does have the Henschel strafing support now available, and getting some much needed healing on these infantry squads. But they're just pinned right here. They just need to abandon this region. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. Sure, they're holding on the VP, but they're getting let out big time. The Panzer player has a massive float of resources because he's simply engaging very cost effectively. Stu's not put on the field.
Enemy force.
The Wehrmacht player has not a whole lot on the field. Did lose a Pioneer and Volksgrenadier in that previous engagement, but does have a good number of bunkers everywhere, as well as AT guns, one repair bunker as well. There's various support forces. The US player currently has 3 riflemen, 1 airborne unit, massive reserve of munitions. He needs to go for the reconnaissance and he needs the bombing run before he gets out supply drops, because he is not spending that munitions. And Brit has a good force. He's not really microing his mortar artillery, it looks like. 25 pounders trying to hit these various light vehicles and Panthers. He has a good, decent force, all range force. He does have decent reserve munitions as well. A1 AT guns preventing these 2-2s from staying forward. Now Scoper is going to try to capture this point. There is a MG bunker here to suppress them. There is an MG bunker here to suppress them. Oh wait, no, it's not even upgraded yet. That's not an MG bunker, that's just a bunker. A nice concrete bunker, reinforced with steel probably. Let's go ahead and build out some more sludge trenches there. Stu has 1 kill at the moment. Asking for 1 Nebelwerfer. Flamer Pioneers advancing forward. Haven't been trouble with scope rifles. Finally got some damage there. Does use fully designated marksman of 1 of them. MG bunker still not built. Or upgraded. Does have a small reserve of munitions, not a massive reserve of munitions. And now the Scorpion squad does get forced back. Another incendiary mortar there. Multiple incendiary mortars raining on in. And his teammate has deployed out supply drops right there, and can be picking up the nearby now fresh mortar and 30 cal. Neither of them is going to be effective in this current situation. They need something to reach mortar half tracks, and mortar squad is not that item. And here comes a Warfman. Holy crap! Holy crap! How many kills was that? 25 pounders getting some good hits in as well. So then maybe a second 25 pounder. Yes, 2 25 pounders build. And also the Hensley players going to reposition with one eye for a massive flank to hit those 25 pounders. Brent squad, 1 Flamer Pioneer does go down. 12 kills and 5 kills. That was some massive barrages. There's also a drop Bren there. Panther charging forward, engaged 25 pounders are exposed, no landmines in the flank. 125 pounders down, the Panthers still have plenty of health. Veterans need 3 on this one as well. Craftsman will likely have access to satchel charges, or sticky bombs I should say, not satchel charges. Does get the 25 pounder right there with a final long range shot. And let's see, finally got this bunker upgraded with the MG as well. Thing is, the Axis players do have less munitions income. They do not have this munitions point, and the Allies have that point less. Brand guns, PS squad's pushing way forward. He does go ahead and button one of the mortar half tracks. Does manage to escape on out there. We hear more Warfmen's getting some great hits there.
Ready for duty.
10 kills, 14 kills. And looks like the Sapper squad is taking quite a bit of fire. Now Tiga Panzer can be called on in. It is the Tiger Ace crew. Not Tiger Ace. Tiger Ace is actually something different, isn't it? Senior Mortar does rain on in again. Another one does rain on in again. Now, do you have a recon run? I don't think he has any access to any off maps at the moment. He's mostly gone down the other line. Scope Squad does get pinned. Airborne Squad may charge forward. Of course, can bypass suppression there with fired up. Airborne troops getting reinforced.
They have lost a unit.
He does lose that Pioneer to a landmine. Here comes a Warfman Barrage, getting some great hits. Yeah, they're actually going down the middle of a 7-10 split. They're firing rounds mostly between the trenches, not on the trenches. The trenches also all quite wounded. 3 out of 4 are almost dead. Panther Sergeant 4 does take the HQ command truck there. That'll likely break the hold of the Brit's forces. And the Brit has lost quite a bit in resources, hasn't he? Yes, he has no manpower remaining. He does have a good amount of forces on the field. A lot of, probably 3 intersections there from all the dead models. The US player has nothing. He's gone down the wrong line. He needed to bring in bombing runs. He has 1,200 munitions. Another HQ command truck, don't put it in the same spot. It will die like the other one. If you want to maintain it being close to casualty clearing station, put it right here. Sure, it's not on a point where you'll get extra resources, but still. Don't put it in the exact same spot. Ugh. What is the US player even doing? There goes HQ command truck. Yeah, the US player should have gone for the bombing line first. Not only that they had this munitions point, they was also bumped up, so they would receive a lot of munitions if they would have, and he would have a lot of capability going good airstrikes. It looks like the Brit player has backed out of the game. That basically means the end of the game. The trade support has been called on in just to help end the game, I guess, and that's the end of the replay. This is Angrade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay. Yeah, that was not exactly a great replay, honestly. It was interesting, but very, very static. I don't know how else to describe it. Static in placement. Let's see, it was... Need to make sure to delete the replay. Got a handful of replays as well. Here it is. Let's go for... We can go for this replay. Different map again. Been a while. Let's go for this one here. No, I think I've done this one. I need to double check my replays. Let's go for this one here. Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Company Heroes 1 replay. Spawn on the north side as the Wehrmacht player with Mr. Sleaze. Spawn as his Panzer Elite teammate, we have Fecking. On the south side as the British forces, we have Brains, Shenesteld? Shadaston? I have no idea what that actually means. Spawn as his teammate. As the US player, we have Run Into My Skill. Looks like there's some early trash talking going on. Kangrat, of course, comes to the field point. Brit forces pushing forward, maybe trying to set up his forward HQ in this region. Another intersection deployed on now. He's going to go for Lieutenant now. Wehrmacht quarters, not big surprise. We got a forward barracks here as well. That scope rifle being knocked around by the Kettengrad, and doing this will delay any sort of forward advancement of the forward HQ. You may be thinking that it's going to try to go for it there. It looks like the scope rifle is going to go straight to into the building And I think the Panzer Grenadiers are trying to get in there as well, but I was running some issues there. On this side, there are no windows, so he's able to engage this side, engage the squad inside with impunity. Needs to get back around that corner. Asking for repairs. Okay, yep, that was the Kaliningrad that needed repairs. Kaliningrad's pushing away forward, or Panzer Grenadiers pushing away forward, and trying to get in the garrison now. But those are the, nope, those Panzer Grenadiers get inside the garrison this time. Around this corner, there's no windows as well, so one Panzer Grenadiers could go ahead and support his buddy. As the other one is firing away at this squad here. Schimwagen now makes his way forward, trying to get engagements onto that scope rifle squad. And going for a forward HQ, a fast forward HQ. It does do a bit of a handout right there, swap out. And it looks like the Schimwagens now receive quite a bit of fire. Forward HQ has boarded out. He needs to get out a forward healing as soon as possible. Let's see. Yep, forward HQ healing now.
Operations have been upgraded.
Very, very good. Schimwagen now firing away. Pioneers trying to repair it up. But now these Panzer Grenadiers will stay around the region for a very long time. The Brit has not deployed out forward HQ just yet. Does get a Bren carrier now. Backing up the HQ. We've got a lieutenant in this region, but we've got two intersections, one rifleman. Panzer Grenadiers do have the, of course, forward healing, forward HQ, but they're going to get ripped apart. They need forward reinforcements. Schimwagen's firing away, got his teammates MG42. Maybe he'll find an angle on this rifleman squads. He does suppress the intersection. He's going to load up the intersection in the back of the Bren carrier. Very good. He's going to start getting his riflemen now. The rifleman squads are suppressed. Let's load in the Panzer Grenadiers inside the garrison as well. Lieutenant Fine trying to engage at close range. He does find an angle there away from the MG42 with his rifleman squad, but the Schimwagen may maintain the suppression there. Let's hop inside the garrison with the Panzer Grenadiers. And Kaliningrad does get some good body block there. And he's trying to repair up the Kaliningrad while in combat. And I think the Kaliningrad will go down. It's trying to crawl away. He does got control now. MG42 is repositioned.
The enemy has destroyed one
Trying to
of the
body
company's
block
vehicles.
the Bren carrier there with tank traps with his Pioneers. He's being successful. That's going to Panzer Grenadiers back inside the garrison, try to go for decapture there with the lieutenant, was unsuccessful. And there goes the Bren carrier as well. And now this intersection squad will get ripped apart. Intersection squad may get fully wiped. There's a lot of squads on the retreat path. Up here, we do have the rifleman squad trying to decapture that fuel point. Does decapture that fuel point. And the Panzer Grenadiers are outside the healing of the sector right there. Needs to get that fixed. Pioneers. Oh, he's actually stopped on the scope rifle squads there, and he's body blocking them by dancing the Schimwagen around. And he may wipe it out with his Pioneers. He does wipe it out with Pioneers. That's a pretty good loss right there. Rifleman squad's coming on ways forward, trying to hit the MG42. Mortar now seeing quite a bit of fire. Rifleman squad or intersection squad may get wiped out. Another one may get wiped out. Lieutenant is severely wounded as well. Packed up there with HQ. Does lose the intersection. How much does he have left? He's lost quite a bit. He has no intersections. Only has a lieutenant. He has a base MG, and that's it. He may want to go for some commandos at the current rate. Mortar has been claimed by his opponent. US player has 3 riflemen, 2 engineers. Yeah, that's a massive loss. Going for another intersection, which makes sense. Intersections advancing forward, trying to get some shots there on the Schimwagen. Lieutenant is falling on back, but may get ripped apart by the Schimwagen. Schim does go and pack up the HQ in order to do a retreat move to his teammates' HQ. We'll need to redeploy it, of course. He's prone to gaining injury damage to this low health there, but so far he's been a bit unlucky. Actually been unlucky at even getting hits onto it. snipers, 2 Wehrmacht snipers have deployed on all the field, forcing back the infantry section now. Over here, we do got a U.S. engineer here with a single pioneer to capture that point. Snipers backing away. You got the Panzer Grenadiers advancing forward. Something deployed out by this HQ. Another infantry section because he needs it. Oh, he probably pinged the Jeep there, trying to alert his teammates, snipers, to stay away from it, because Jeeps are very effective versus snipers. He is going to fall back to this nearby healing. That healing will come in handy for quite a bit, trying to dance around, trying to avoid the 30 cal. Let's get an engine crit there. And the sniper severely wounded. But the Panzer Grenadiers do take it out, try to camouflage right there. Needs to get those guys back and healing, especially that one. Scope Rifle Squad trying to charge forward, trying to avoid designated marksman there, but does get forced back.
Shooting from!
Going for armor car, good idea. Most of the time that it's generally not a bad idea for armor car for Panzer Elite. His team is going for Pack 38, which is also very good. That's probably it building now. Down south, we got the Rifle Squad engaging the Ketegrad. I don't know if there's any doctrines been selected just yet. The Brit doesn't appear to have selected any doctrines, nor does have the US player. The Panzer Elite player may have selected doctrine, 1 command point. Could be Tellermines? That's my guess. Tellermines. Definitely not Luftwaffe ground forces, that's for sure. But it could be Tellermines. It could be booby trap points. Do we see any booby trap points? We do not. So I'm not sure what it could be at the moment. And his teammate has not selected doctrine either. Wehrmacht snipers now engaging. Panzer Grenadiers are falling back a little bit. We do have these 2 scope rifle squads advancing forward. Greyhound advancing forward. And now we do have the Schimwagen now receiving quite a bit of fire. These tank traps are not fully built. He needs to cancel them. They are his tank traps, and his own tank traps are body blocking him. Lucy does manage to fall back in time. Don't see repairs on the Schimwagen from the Ketegrad, so likely has not gone for armor. Or not armor, tank hunter. So I think he's gone for Scorched Earth. That's just a protection, however. And Scorched Earth is usually a staple either way.
Pack 38, ready.
Fresh Pack 38 deployed out on the field.
We have built a bunker.
Fresh MG bunker. Very nice.
Pioneers here.
Probably going, not MG bunker. Probably going to be a repair bunker. There's plenty of munitions for it. A couple bunkers have been deployed out, likely repair bunkers. Oh, the Brit has selected a doctrine.
Go ahead, sir.
Sappers. Don't see any emplacements. So can't tell if he's gone. And there's no ability selected either. He had 2 command points, so could have gone for Royal Engineers, improved emplacements, advanced fortifications, or he could have gone for a lot of Royal Artillery items. I guess he's gone for Royal Artillery. Wasn't paying attention to what he's saying. Up here, scope rifles trying to engage the Kriegsberg. Not sure what he's going to do with this scope rifle squad right here. He asked his teammates since 222s to deal with them. Lieutenant right there, scope rifle squad advancing forward. Pack 38 is in a weird position there. That is Teller Mines. So he's gone for Tank Hunter. As a player has gone for Tank Hunter. So my prediction of Scorched Earth was wrong.
Gun ready.
And now do you have 25 pounder? High likely. Let's see. Do we see boards here? It's probably going to be Royal Artillery. I think he pinged there saying I'll go. Looks like maybe another Pack 38 being queued on up. And no boards there, so he's very, very likely he's gone for Scorched Earth. 25 pounders now running up a barrage. Perhaps onto this HQ. Yep, he's going straight for the HQ now. You have one repair bunker. This one's an MG bunker, actually. The artillery is running on now. MG42 is packed on up, falling on back. Rifleman squad and Scoper squad does fall back. You got a landmine being put out there. Could have been spotted. And landmine was now spotted by detonation. Does fall back both those squads. We're seeing quite a bit of fire there. Could use deploy designated marksman on top of that one-man squad, but does not. Do Wehrmacht snipers there. He's trying to go for the kill there. Does use suppressive fire ability. And now do have some all-star artillery raining on. It is definitely Royal Artillery. His teammate has selected an unknown doctrine, or not even a doctrine just yet. Does spot the 25 pounder, maybe trying to hit it. 2-2 is advancing forward. You have the Greyhound in the region. Pack 38 gains some hits there on the 25 pounder as well.
Ready to roll.
As Grenadiers and snipers can't really pull back the tide of the infantry units. Pack 38 will go down. Pack 38, another Pack 38 does find a hit there onto the M8. Mortar half track will need to fall back, getting overran a bit. Forward retreat by the various Axis infantry. Continue so skirmish around, have plenty of health, getting some good damage on in. Pack 38 rotating its gun around to hit the 2-2s. It's there onto the 2-2s and they fall back as well. Does take out the, what's it called, Schimwagen. 35 pounder raining on in. Mortar half track received quite a bit of damage as well. Is advancing forward. Looks like the AT gun actually got destroyed by a incendiary mortar. Very nice. And the rifleman squad does get forced back as well. The incendiary mortar is actually damaging the gun as well. I think saying we are okay. There's no W.
Casualties being reported.
Oh,
Base is under attack.
nice Warframe and Barrage there. Gain some good hits.
We're taking fire. Taking hit. Our engine is hit.
It looks like a good engine crit there from the mortar onto the M8. Very nice. Infuse are making the way forward. I guess not. Maybe yes.
Where we headed?
Probably a good idea just to kill the pack.
57 crew, ready for orders.
Taking heat.
Trying to push Russian forward, trying to claim that Pack 38. Does do a heroic charge as well. No snipers in the region, so it's heroic charging into the Pioneers and to auto cannon fire. As grenades in this region, so these guys won't stay around for all too long. We also got some Aux artillery raining on in onto the Ford HQ. 1 of the 2-2s does get an engine crit there. There's 3 2-2s out coming out of the field. One of them relatively fresh. That has 1 kill at the moment. Warframe may receive some hits there. Greyhounds advancing forward. Oh, those lose one of the 2-2s. Pack 38 has not been destroyed just yet. Sort of hard to see behind that foliage. Does be recaptured now with a rifleman squad. Both these 2-2s are severely wounded and got 25 pounder barrages now raining this region. They generally just need to stay out of this region. There's a couple landmines help cover the retreat, and they at least a teller mine. but they need to avoid any combat right now. They're a bit wounded and out of position. Nothing really to deal with the Greyhound directly, or even indirectly. There's this Telemine. You may want to. Oh, there's a Hetzer right there. Sort of hard to see. Just get a good hit there on the Greyhound. Now, Skullcraft's charging forward, trying to hug the Warfrmen. Pioneers are trying to use some bolts to dissuade them, saying that's unsafe. Stop trying to hug a moving vehicle. And they're getting forced back. They were maybe trying to go with the snipers there? I don't know what they were doing. Pack 38 pushes way forward, has to be careful about the Tellermine. Over here, another ATSR has spun out. And now we do have armor doctrines. So we've got Tank Hunter, Armor, Royal Artillery, and... for the Wehrmacht player on an unknown doctrine at the moment. There's a bit of manpower stored up, and here comes a Warframe barrage.
Number 3 gun, make ready!
25-pounder has received actually death from that Warframe barrage. Very good Warframe barrage there. Pushing way forward. We do have 2 Warfremens, 2 Pack 38s, both in efficiency 2, of course, which they say the same efficiency level. So maybe going for defense for some more efficiency 2 Flak 88s. He is charging on forward as well, scope rifles as well. And artillery is raining on in. Scope rifles using quite a bit of fire right there. Scope rifle squad does fall back. Pathfinder is trying to engage. Scope rifle is trying to decapture this point here. Now it's just only the captain, lieutenant, and a wounded Piet squad. Piet squad trying to advance forward, but these two squadrons rip them apart. Captain does go down to the autocannon fire. And now we do have Veteran C3 vehicles for the Wehrmacht player. I do believe at this point in time, getting out some Flak 8s would be best. We're going to try and charge forward with some sticky bombs, assuming he has sticky bombs, or he may not even have sticky bomb research just yet. Another Warframe upgrade, so he's gotten... oh, the other half-track vessel wasn't upgraded to Warframe, but now we do have the 251 half-tracks being pursued by the Staghound. Speaking which, he has Staghound, not Command Tank. And great hits there onto the Staghound now. Pack 38 does gets... and yeah, dead Staghound. Infantry trying to charge on forward. He does have the Lieutenant here to support them as well as a Piet squad. Overall, they're just getting a lot of they're just getting attrition down by these 222s. Let's drop a Piet there. Officer does pick it up and it does fall back.
Panzer command completed.
Fresh Panzer Command deployed on out. And that's his teammate's base. Double. And now got another Warframe barrage raining on in. And the ATSR does get some good shots there. That is a US landmine.
Veteran C gained.
Let's get Veteran C1 infantry squads, not support squads. Doctrine? None. Can you go for a V1? Alrighty then.
Propaganda campaign is ready to go.
Firestorm's now available. Needs a little bit more air command point. Gonna stay on the Hetzer. Infantry squads advancing forward. Of course, this Piet, Sapper only has one Piet. The other Piet's held by the Lieutenant. You have some Knights Crossers spawn on the field. That's why he went for Veteran C1 infantry squads. He went for his soon-to-be... ooh, good kill there on the sniper, but designated marksman. But now he's going to go for a Knights Cross transition, and he doesn't have any more snipers left. But wouldn't be that bad to get one support units just in case for his Pioneers to get healed up. Greyhound has a bit of fire, needs some repairs. Vessel C1 as well.
We're losing territory.
And when anything on finds a good hit there onto the armor car, does blitz away. Do still have the repair bunker back here as well.
Half-track, remaining command.
Our supply lines are broken. We have territory out of supply.
Rifleman squad does get forced on back, receiving some more attrition damage. The Rifleman squad is receiving a bit of fire. Hetzer and armor cars advancing forward. The Hetzer does receive a hit there. Trying to focus down the Greyhound. A satchel sticky bomb onto the 2-2 does get fully immobilized. Good hits there onto the Greyhound. Greyhound does roll and miss. The Greyhound's one shot away from death. It does go down. Does roll bounce before it dies. You have a slip trench here that's not fully built. D1's now available, but they're pretty low on munitions.
Target is down.
Of course, you don't really need a high munitions income to maintain V1 rocket runs because the cooldowns are so absurdly high. For good reasons why it's absurdly high.
Hawk squad assembled.
Can you crew your packs? Where are the packs right now? There's one. He actually doesn't. He has to have. Okay, he does have a Volksgrenadier squad for recruiting them. Nice crossover. Receiving a bit of fire there. The Workman barrage raining on in, trying to hit these forces. It looks going to be successful, in my opinion. Getting some great hits there. It does lose force in the back. At least Firefly has pulled on out. Making some good hits there on the armor car. Does get a hit
Losing
there.
a sector.
Ooh, good hit there.
Our forward supply lines are broken.
Rifle squad receiving a bit of damage. Armor cars also receiving some hits.
With the groin. Hey, another replacement.
Yeah, ready.
Rolls a miss there onto 222. Flamer Pioneers trying to get some good hits there onto the Knights Crossholders. Flame Engineers going to be captured with the Central VP. We do got a Rifleman squad here. Sapper with 1 Piet, looks like. Yeah, just with 1 Piet. And 2 US snipers. US snipers firing a pair of shots at the Knights Crossholders, only getting a lot of damage onto them. And just 1 Knights Crossholders are being burned alive. Warframe barrage raining on in, forcing back these forces, getting some good hits there onto the Firefly. The Knights Crossholder may have been wiped out. Nope, it has retreated back. Fresh Knights Crossholders advancing forward. I'm not sure where a good spot for a V1 would be. Definitely on top 25 pounder. That looks like a good spot right there. Put it right here to take out the casualty clearing station, or the triage center. That's actually the US triage center. And take out the 25 pounder and severely damage the other buildings. Nice crossroads are behind some good heavy cover there. I've got an Amber Alert on my phone. Half-track seeing a bit of fire there. These forces are falling on back. The Knights Crossholders are a bit wounded there. They're on top of the train car, which sounds like a great spot if you want to hide behind heavy cover. And now the Rifleman squad is receiving a bit of fire, but I think they should win off versus the Riflemen, or the Knights Crossholders. 2 Panzer squads along the flank are Hetzers both in the Vessel 2, getting some good damage, whittling away at the infantry forces. Wolfmans are raining on in, V1 still ready. Firefly down. Notice the Knights Crossholders did win out versus the Rifleman squad. I think he pinged the bar there for pickup. B1 coming. Knights Crossholders right there. It's spotting. Not exactly sure where. Let's see where he's going to poke it. Oh, right here. Yep. Definitely going to be right here. fresh Firefly being deployed on out. Let's not push these forces towards the B1. Engineer may go down. Does take out the 2500, miss the Trio Center mostly. Morphin squads will need to fall back. Firefly's going to try pursuing them. We got the Headstars and the Pantrix along the flanks as well. Remember, he's also Tank Hunter, so eventually we'll get double Pantrix. Not sure if he has at the moment. And that may be a dead Firefly if he has, especially if it's double Pantrix. And that was a dead Firefly without the double Pantrix. And looks like the Brick player has back on the game.
300 points.
And so that's going to be the end of the replay. And there we go. That's the end of the replay. This is Great saying thank you for watching. On to the next replay. So checking the time right now, that's probably going to be our last replay for tonight. So everyone have a good evening, get some good rest, and enjoy.